I'm going to show you 3 ways to use Gelli printing papers in your journals. Hi everyone, it's Stacy. Today we're going to play with our Gelli printing papers, the leftovers, the offcuts, the ones you didn't like ever, and I'm going to show you what to do with those and how to use them in your journal. I have organized them. So these are all things that were Gelli printing papers that I didn't use or I didn't like or didn't make the cut or whatever it was. So I kept the ones that I thought were decent enough that we could do something with. I love some of these. I love the color. This particular piece, I love this grunge that came off the plate. This was cleaning off my plate. I remember doing this. I'm going to use my Squared Illusions journal. So I have it open to a page. What I brought here was my paper cutter, my paper trimmer. So I have that, and I have some pens. Anything that would be mark making would work. So I have my Posca pens, Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s, anything you want for mark making. It could be just paint and a paintbrush, anything. So I quickly went through and sort of categorized my papers. I have ones that would be good for cutting out some images, which are these. I have some ones that would be good for maybe making backgrounds of various kinds. And then I have a special category, which we'll get to at the end. I have pieces like this was from Printing with Flowers and Leaves. I thought these were cool. So I'm going to spend some time cutting these kinds of images out, thinking that I could use them in a page. Then I have things like this that I would punch out. So I might take my hole punch like this and punch out some of this and do something with that. Then this is a leaf image over another image. These are definite cut I can cut out. This I can definitely cut out. Some of them might not look that great right now, but when we're done with them, they're going to look good because we're going to embellish some. So I'm going to do some cutting. I won't bore you to death with the cutting. I'm going to just cut off camera. So I'm going to start with the backgrounds. Let's see. This is what I saw. These are done on tissue paper, or some of them are done on tracing paper. So you can hear the crinkle. I know we like the crinkle. I thought that I could begin by gluing some of these down. This particular one, oh gosh, do I love the colors in here. All of them, even in here. I might either cut or rip these up and start by using these as some backgrounds. Here's another piece. I really love these. Now I often use my ruler because I like the way the edges come out with the ruler. I might take something like this and just tear. The beauty to this with the tracing paper or the tissue paper, either of them work the same, is when you put glue down, the paper virtually disappears into the background. You hardly know it's there. So it does add some texture, some nice background to your pages. So the first way to use your off prints or extra prints or all the prints that you have in your stash, so let's call it stash busting, the first way is to glue a background down. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut all these out and I'll be back. So while we were gone, this one out for me. Now I'm just going to do a quick glue down. So all I did was rip out sections of my papers. I am going to put some Liquitex matte medium on my page, and I'm spreading it with my glue brush. And I'm going to take this flexible squeegee. All I'm doing is working the air bubbles out. Now the reason why I like the matte medium is because it's matte. It's not glossy. So I just want to show you how the edges really disappear with the glue. And it just all kinds of melds into the background. The last piece was this one. And yes, I'll leave these blank. Who knows what I'll eventually put in there into the blank spots or how I'll deal with that, but that's not what this exercise is about. This exercise is just showing you how to use up your Gelli plate prints. Now, I love bright colors. You might not like them, so you use your colors. But this is the start of a page to me. So this is idea number 1. Use your Gelli prints, your cast-off Gelli prints, for your backgrounds. These are the things that I cut out from my cast-off Gelli prints, we'll call them. So I have some leaves. I really like these. This was a daffodil. This is a daffodil. These are some more leaves. Some more leaves. This was some weeds. I just kind of thought these were cool looking. This is a type of monstera leaf. This is a ginkgo leaf, I believe. I loved this. This is a very cool maple leaf. That one I loved. This is another one of these leaves, which I don't know what that is. And another really cool, I thought, maple leaf. So I like the way these came out. I would do a page with those for sure. You could put these together as scrap piles, mix them with other papers, separate them, use them. But look at that. I love the way this came out. So I might make a page like this. I love the purple edging here. I just love them all. Now, I might not like this plain back here, so I could stick something behind it if I wanted. The other thought was I made these circles with my hole punch. So I just took some of my cast off. Let's look for another piece, this one. So take your circle punch, whatever you've got. Maybe you have a square punch. I actually loved the way this piece of paper came out, but I had some other plans for this piece of paper. You have circles you can do that look cool. You can embellish them in any way. You can use your Caran d'Ache 2s to do some mark making on them. You could use some Posca pens. You could outline them. I took my black Posca pen here and I outlined on it. I mean, you can use these in any number of ways. So this is another way. Now, of course, I saved the best for last. So let me clean off my desk, put all these things aside, and show you my last idea, which I kind of think is the best idea. Okay, so now I have my paper trimmer, and this is my next idea. So I'm just going to cut off strips, and I'm going to make my own washi tape with these cast off pieces of, actually, you know what, maybe I will cut this weight off a little bit. And I'm just going to use, so you can make it as thick or as thin as you want it. Wrong one. So I'm just going to make washi tape. So that would be a little thin, and then you can embellish this yourself. So this is a little bit thicker of a washi tape. I'm going to try to use a bunch of different ones here so that we can kind of get a feel for what we have going on. So this was a big cast off here that I didn't want, but then I loved part of it. I keep going for the wrong one. This could be washi tape, and again, you can embellish this yourself. So you can make these any size that you desire. Half inch, inch, you could make it super thick, super thin, and just use your pens and markers to make what you want. I have this one. So this was a transfer I tried to do, and I thought this was cool, so I thought, ooh, maybe I can make washi tape with that one. And even though, so you have some writing here, even though there's some white spaces, use your pens, your paint, your markers, whatever you have, and embellish it in any way you want. So let's see what other pieces I have here. Oh, this was some mirror writing I did, and actually this is written on 2 sides, so let's use this because I think that we can get 2 pieces off of it. Again, you can make it super thick, super thin. So now on this side, so look, if I tear it in half, I've got 2 pieces. And again, you can just cut that off, or you can embellish this in any way you want, but you've got your own washi tape. You can use double-sided sticky tape on it to secure it into your journal. And again, because I did this, I had one on one side and one on the other. You could just rip it off and then you've got two pieces. Washi tape for your journal. I think that's super cool. Here's this nice, I liked the way this came out. Sometimes these mistakes look great in isolation, so separated like this a little bit. Now I have a whole bunch of washi tapes, but it's your own washi tape. I mean, how cool is that? This looks a little crooked, but you know, hey, we're not about perfection here. We're about fun. I loved this also, but this, you could see a lot of the weight stayed on the paper. And you can see this would be a great piece of washi tape. You can easily embellish this, go around the circles, add more color, do some mark making. Lovely. And I had this super chunky piece that came off of my gel plate at one point. So I want to try to save that. And look how good this is. Superb, if you ask me. I'm going to clear off my desk and then I'm going to put it all together for you in a spread. I have my little Tombow permanent adhesive here, and I'm going to start gluing down. So these are the pieces of washi tape that we made, and I'm just going to run a strip here, and I am just going to, actually I'm going to go this way, stick this down.